Yesterday's headlines in the Sydney Morning Herald had the following: private schools sign-ups hits a high. And what we're saying here is that there are record numbers of families choosing to send their children, boys and girls, to independent private schools where they pay, rather than sending them to state government-run co-ed schools that are free and located in close proximity to where the families live. Why is it so? Why do families make these choices even in times of economic hardship, with cost of living pressures being at their highest and most painful in many years? The reason is very simple: because they care and because private schools work. Just last night I was having dinner with a dear old friend of mine who is a retired school principal who has been lured back into work because there is a massive shortage of teachers and principals in the state-run education public system. I was surprised to hear from him that a school principal only gets paid about $180,000 and that a director of education gets paid around $220,000. And I was thinking that the public education system was very, very lucky to have somebody like Terry as a principal, because from my perspective, he would have been a great principal at a GPS school or a high-end private school where he could have been earning 5 times or more what the public system was paying him. I compare what a public school principal gets compared to what a private school principal is paid, which could be $800,000 and in some schools upward of $1 million. In today's world, we all know that you get what you pay for, and private schools with great reputations are able to attract the very best teachers because they can pay more than public schools in order to attract, retain, and grow their teachers and reward them based on their performance and outstanding and consistent results. When I was at Newington back in the day, in the 70s, our PE teachers were ex-Olympians and many of our school teachers were leaders in their field. It's only now, when I look back, that I really appreciate the fact that we were being taught by people who were leaders in their field. So when you also look at the HSC school rankings, the annual rankings that come out, it should come as no surprise that the vast majority of the top 150 schools are private. Make no mistake, if you pay a lot as a parent, you also expect a lot. There are private schools with hundreds of students on very long waiting lists. And if you don't get in early and be very organised with your efforts, you will simply miss out. Similarly, if you want to send your child to a selective high school, then you need to commence coaching at a very early age and keep your children, the students, bubbling along so that they can have a good chance at the very competitive academic entrance exams. Regardless, if you want the best for your children, you and your child needs to be prepared for commitment to excellence and raising the standards. Another important consideration is that the more educated one is, the more likely they are to respect and appreciate fine, holistic education. and want to send their children to a good school that has a reputation for good all-round educational experiences. Australia is rated as one of the worst countries in the world when it comes to classroom disruption. If you want to give your child a great start in life, my advice is to select the school that is going to give them the best opportunity and best chance to make the most of their formative years in an environment that is free of bullying, sexual harassment, gender stereotyping, an environment that allows them to be themselves and sets them up for a bright and productive future. Whilst we can't guarantee our children that they are going to have a great life, what we can do is help guarantee that they have a great and memorable child life through selecting a great school educational environment that will give them both hope and wings. Let's work together and help save Newington and keep Newington as a single-sex educational environment and enable those families, those people who still believe in the benefits of single sex, and to allow them to have the basic choice of being able to send their boys, their sons, to Newington College, just like other families and parents have been doing for 160 years.